What's up? Well, I'm talking about some Animal Man, specifically Grant Morrison's run. At first, I wanted to make a video clowning on one of these niggas, but I was like, nah, let me talk about something positive. But before I talk about the actual story, all I have to say is the covers of Animal Man are some of the best covers in comics, bruh. All of them are just great. I'm pretty sure the covers are like this because it's a Vertigo title, but still, this is some of the best covers in comics, bro. No other comics I have ever read are like just as creative as these ones. Animal Man being a Vertigo title is definitely one of the reasons it's so great because it can push boundaries. Like he gets his arm chopped off in like the second or third issue and then has to regrow it by taking the powers of earthworms. Another great thing about Animal Man is like his family drama. Like his wife was mad at him for like not having a job and just focusing on like being a superhero and paying like $800 for his new costume, even though they don't have that much money. So that's when he like joined the Justice League and like that's when he started like getting paid. There also was a time where he tried to force his family to go vegan, but his wife immediately shut that down. Even his like kids wasn't even messing with it. After reading Grant Morrison's Animal Man, I genuinely believe this nigga has the best animal powers in DC and in comics, bruh. This nigga's like the most connected to the Red in DC. Even Vixen admitted that like that nigga's is better than her. Nigga can just get the powers of bacteria and just make an army of himself. Side note, but this is one of my most favorite panels in Animal Man. Like these aliens literally told this nigga that he's a forgotten character and he doesn't matter. Then they literally unmade this nigga. They literally unmade that nigga. Okay, now let me talk about some issues that are in Animal Man. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Coyote one because, oh my god, it's just so great and it's better than anything Beast Boy has ever been in. It's about how this giant ass like human coyote nigga literally can't die by anything. Like rocks falling on it, getting exploded. It literally can't die. It finds Animal Man to give it a note about its backstory. His story is basically just if Wile E. Coyote was just like, I'm tired of getting fucked with, and just met with God and asked to change his shit. The God wasn't fucking with the coyote talking shit to him, so that nigga punished him by sending him into the DC world to where he can't die and he has to like be punished forever. The coyote wandered the DC world getting killed, getting eaten by vultures until he like met someone that he can like have them help him overthrow the god of his like world. Animal Man did not understand any of this shit because the nigga's writing, he writes like bent jinx. Like, bro, the nigga not understand not one word that nigga had on that paper. Then the coyote got shot by a hunter trying to get revenge, and then he died on the ground crying. And the panel like zooms out and showing that the god nigga wrote in his death. Another story is the Red Mask story, to where a retired supervillain comes out of retirement because he's about to die. He has one last fight against Animal Man, then commits suicide so he can spend his last moments flying. This issue was dark as fuck. But what made this one so great is how like they did the panels. One of the greatest things about Animal Man is the foreshadowing. Grant clearly knew like what they were going to do like throughout the series, but they didn't know like how exactly they were going to end it. Because throughout the book, there was like a man in the shadows watching Animal Man and his family and like appearing in their house, appearing outside their windows, like trying to talk to them. The biggest clue that we get to who this mysterious person is that Maxine said that he looks like her dad. Another piece of foreshadowing throughout the book is that the numbers 9 and 27 appear throughout the whole entire like run. Like it appears during Cliff's Ouija board session for his friends and on the window after the mystery man like leaves. We don't get the answers to like what the mystery man was and like what the numbers mean until in one issue when the calendar says it's September 27th. Then a man comes to the Animal Man's house and kills his family. It turns out the mystery man was Animal Man from the future coming back into the past to warn him about September 27th to save his family. But before he like goes back in time to save his family, he gets Mirror Master's help to help get back on all the niggas who had a hand in killing his family. The first nigga, he holds him underwater. The second nigga, he seals that nigga underground. And the third nigga, he punches that nigga's elevator out the window. He then finds the nigga who actually did it. Then he beats that nigga's ass, then tortures and kills him. Then he goes back in time and we see like everything from his perspective of like him seeing through the window, him like interacting with the Ouija board. Then after some stuff happens and like I don't know how he got here, I don't remember, but he gets taken to like this reality where all like the pre-crisis characters who are not being used post-crisis or have been introduced post-crisis are being held. Psychopath reveals that they can never leave this place until a creator writes them into a story post-crisis. This issue is great because it shows like a lot of characters who are popular now weren't very popular like back then, because in this place they have Mr. Freeze, the Crime Syndicate, Bizarro, Streak the Cat, Ace the Bat Hound. Mr. Freeze is definitely like the most surprising here since he's like a Hall of Fame now in the Bat mythos. But like definitely back then, like before like the animated series, that nigga was just straight trash. Animal Man travels this limbo of failed comic book characters. Then he reaches a house where Grant Morrison is chilling in. This issue breaks the fourth wall like crazy because like Grant Morrison just like admits that like they are Animal Man's writer and tells them like everything. Upon hearing this, Animal Man straight up kills Grant Morrison, but then Grant appears behind Animal Man saying that like they made Animal Man do that. They wrote Animal Man to do that. Then Grant like immediately writes the anger out of Animal Man to make him listen. Morrison then like gives Animal Man like a comic book of his family's death and saying that they wrote it in. Then Morrison like explains to Animal Man more how like Animal Man's a comic book character and how like Grant like writes for Animal Man. Then like Grant Morrison reveals that like the only reason that Animal Man's a vegetarian is because Grant wrote Animal Man to be like that, because Grant Morrison is also a vegetarian. Then Grant like summoned like 2 fighters for Animal Man to fight. Then they start beating his ass. Then Grant starts looking at like the camera and thanking like everyone who helped him with the book. As he's getting his ass beat, Animal Man starts pleading for his family back. And then Grant gives it to him. Grant like basically took Animal Man and then placed him back into the DC universe with his family. Then we cut back to Grant like typing out the story and saying, is this the best they could do for this ending? I think the ending of this run is just perfect, and this is one of my favorite runs of all time. I'm still not finished with the Animal Man book, but this is one of my favorite like series and comic book characters. Like that nigga top 10 now. So that's all for today. I'm tired and I want to play Death Stranding and touch myself.